Hi there, in this video, I will show you how to run descriptive stats and how to create a demographic table. So the very first important step before anything else is to understand your data. Data file that we'll be using for this tutorial is from a pilot study on perceived campus support and sense of belonging of college students at Southern Methodist University or here at SMU. This survey, first section is about the demographics. So there's a question about age, gender, ethnicity, education, and residence. The next section is a 15-item 5-point perceived campus support scale, ranging from strongly disagree 1 to strongly agree 5, as you can see here. And the last section of the survey is the 10-item 5-point sense of belonging scale, also ranging from strongly disagree 1 to strongly agree 5. It's important to understand these data and basically how your items, like how your variables and the categories are coded. That way, when you look at your Excel file, you can see what the numbers represent. For example, here for gender, you have 4 original categories here with female coded as 1, male is coded as 2, and prefer not to respond is coded as 3, and other is coded as 4, respectively. Now, for your perceived campus support scale, which is this one, you see that the first item is coded as PCS1, and the statement was advisor at SMU are helpful with building your schedule. And then item 2 was coded as campus staff are available to help with student needs, all the way to the last item, the last scale item or statement, which is as a student, I feel supported by the community at SMU, and that is coded as PCS 15. So students were able to choose between strongly disagree 1 to strongly disagree 5 to indicate their level of agreement to each of these Likert scale items. So that's for perceived campus support. And for sense of belonging, you can see that it is coded as SB from SB1 all the way to SB10, as you can see here. All right, now that you understand the survey, you can take a look at the data file, which is this one here. So you will see 2 worksheets, raw worksheet and also the clean worksheet. This raw worksheet is how it looks like when you download your data directly from Qualtrics. You see a lot of data, missing rows, and all additional data that you do not need. Now, and this second worksheet is the clean data. So this is the worksheet after I removed any blank rows and also replaced some missing values where appropriate, so that you have more complete data and clean data to work with. The next step is to organize your data so that you can easily run your analysis and see the results without corrupting the original data. What I would recommend is to leave your clean worksheet intact and create a new worksheet and work from there so that you don't unintentionally change or alter any numbers and ultimately corrupting your results. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this worksheet. And now I'm going to rename that demographic, because I'm going to run my demographic data on this new sheet. So here I have all of the data in this survey. So I have column D to column I for my demographics, and I have from column J to column AH for my 2 key variables, which are perceived campus support and sense of belonging. I don't need this on this worksheet because I'm just going to run my demographics. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete them for now. I'm just going to leave the ID column so that I can always refer back to the individual responses. And I have column D for age, E for gender, F for the original ethnicity data, and the G column for the ethnicity recoded into 1 for white and 2 for non-white students, and H for education, and I for residents. All right, so now, as I mentioned earlier, it's very important to know what these numbers mean. So which was what we did for the first step of understanding how the data are coded in the survey. So like here, for example, 1 in this data set represents female and 2 represents male. So now I'm going to go ahead and start working on my stats. There we go. All right, so in this sample, I have a total of 31 people. It's the number here, so I'm going to put 31 and then 100% for that 31. So my first demographic variable is age. Now, because age is a continuous variable, so I'm going to compute the mean and the standard deviation for age. So I'm going to write here mean and SD, just so we can remember. So the formula for the mean is equal average, and I'm going to select this range from D2 to have the mean age of 21.32. And now for the standard deviation, I'm going to use the formula equal as D STDEV.S, because this is a sample. So S here refers to a sample. And again, I'm going to select the data range, so the same data range. And now I have my mean and standard deviation. All the data here, I'm going to report it in APA style, which prefers 2 decimal places. So I'm going to decrease decimal places into 2, as you can see here. So now I can put for the mean is 21 point mean equal 21.32, and the standard deviation equals 2.84. And now the next variable is gender. So I'm going to type gender here, and I have female and male. So let's see, I'm going to scan the data. I have 1 and 2, just 2 categories there. Okay, good. So the formula for frequency is equal count if. Okay, so as you can see here, it's count if in parentheses range, comma, criteria. So range refers to the data range, and in this case, my data range is in column E. So I'm just going to select the whole column E and then comma. So because female is 1, right? So criteria here refers to what do I want Excel to count for me in this range. So I want it to count 1, the number of times number 1, which represents female, occurs in this column, and then I hit enter. So that's 26, right? So since I already have the formula here, I'm just going to hover the cursor above the bottom right of this cell to copy the formula. And now I'm going to change grid to 2 for male, right? So I know that the total number of participants in this group is 31. So if I sum these 2 categories together, it should equal 31, which is correct, right? So I know that I do it correctly. So now I have gender. And next I'm going to do ethnicity. Okay, so just for the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to do the ethnicity code, just to speed up the process, because I will be using this one for the next analysis also. So if you, in your data, if you need to do all the categories, right, so do that with all the categories. Just for this is just for the sake of demonstration, just to speed up the time. So I'm just going to do just white and non-white. So in this data set, white is coded as 1 and non-white is coded as 2. So I'm going to do the same thing, equal count if, and then select range, so which is column G, and white is 1, so I enter 1. And then I'm gonna copy the formula. Now I'm gonna change from 1 to 2 for non-white, and here we go. 16 plus 15 equals 31. So I know that I did that correctly. And then I'm gonna move on to education. So I'm gonna put education, and let me scan the data. So we have 2, 3, so 1 person with the education level of 2, and then a lot of 3 and a lot of 4. Go back to the survey, which is right here. 2 is sophomore, 3 is junior, and 4 for senior. All right, now I can come back here and I put sophomore, junior, and senior. Again, count if, and now the range is going to be edge, comma, the criteria is 2. So yeah, it was that one person. Okay, and then I'm going to change this to 3 for junior, and the criteria for the code for senior is 4. Good. 1 plus 20 plus 10 equal 31, so that's correct. And then the last one is residence. So this refers to whether the participants live on campus or off campus at the time of the survey. And in this survey, again, on campus is coded as 1 and off campus is coded as 2. All right, back to the Excel. Right here, count if. Now the range is I. Okay, I select the whole range, comma, 1. And then I'm gonna change the criteria to 2 for off-campus. 28 plus 3 equals 31. So I know I did that correctly. Good, so we have the frequencies now, right? So we have the frequencies of the categories, each of the categories within each variable. Now we're gonna do percentages. So the formula for percentages is value divided by total value and multiplied by 100. So that's the value for this first category here for female, divided by the total value, which is 31 here. And I'm going to lock that cell. Okay. And by 100. There we go. Good. So now that I have the formula, I can just drag it down to copy. Good. And I don't need this. I don't need that. Very good. So now again, we're gonna decrease the decimal places. So I'm just gonna, so I selected this data range and then decrease the decimal places to 2. There you go. And that's basically the demographic table. So here I calculated age, right? Because it's a continuous data, I calculated the mean and the standard deviation for age. But for gender, ethnicity, education, and residence, these are nominal data. You cannot compute averages for nominal data, right? These are just categories. They differ by level, by name alone. So what you can do is to compute the frequencies, as you can see here, and the percentages. Very good. And that's how you compute the frequencies and percentages, means, and standard deviations of your demographics data. Thanks for watching.